What is up, everybody? It is your girl Toner Score back again with episode number 4 of the Collab Together podcast. I also have with me today Deception the rapper. Deception, say hi.
Let's go.
We are back with episode 4. We are talking about a few different things today. We're talking about Warzone, because the new Warzone just dropped an hour ago. We're gonna talk about some YouTube stuff. We're gonna talk about some Halo. We're just gonna get into all of it today. We'll answer some questions too if anyone has any in chat. Quick disclosure for those of you that are watching on YouTube or listening. Well, if you're listening, well, hi. But if you're on YouTube right now, just quick disclosure: left is Deception's chat, right is mine. Just tonnage, in case you were wondering.
Nagi.
But yeah, I just typed in Deception's chat, and well, mine's on the right. So, should we just get right into it? Like, do you have anything to add, Deception?
I've been super excited for today, not just because of Caldera, but because of the podcast. Because like I guess like to start it off, because this would be a funny segue. Like for some reason, I couldn't tell you why. Uh, they had the third Halo Raleigh qualifiers on like Thursday and Friday. And,
Mm-hmm.
like, after they, like, ended, I was thinking, like, "Why did we not talk about that on the podcast?" And I thought we skipped a week
Oh my
because it
goodness.
happened so early.
Well, then we can talk about it now. I really didn't watch them, so I really don't know. But you can go ahead and delve into it.
Well, Sentinels took home the dub for that qualifier. They ended up coming back and beating Optic in, 2 best of fives, but, I was happy for them because they're the old Optic Halo boys. Um
Yeah.
And I definitely am gonna root for them this year, like if Optic gets knocked out of a tournament or like when they're out playing against each other. So I hated that they had to do it against Optic because Optic kind of steamrolled their way to the grand finals, but I think they deserved it. I think I think Optic, Sentinels, Cloud9, those are probably the top 3 teams going into Raleigh. I said it Friday on stream, and I'm still gonna say it. I still think Optic's gonna take Raleigh though. Like, they look super good. They look a lot better than I thought.
Yes. Speaking of Sentinels, they got knocked out of the Valorant. I know we really don't talk about Valorant a lot on this channel, or about on this podcast. But so I was watching the Valorant champions, and Sentinels got knocked out of that. So it's a good thing they got a
Did
little bit
they
of a win
actually?
here. Yeah, and like
Oh
they're
my
like
god.
last year's
They're like the
champions.
best team in the
I know
game.
they got knocked out yesterday. I was like, what the heck?
Well, because I
Crazy.
didn't know, because like I saw that when because I follow Envy, um that I saw Envy tweeting about Valorant, and like I saw they said like last hope for America or something like that, and I was like, what's happening to the rest of the team? Is everybody good here? It was weird. Apparently Valorant Champions has been kind of crazy. I haven't watched enough Valorant to really know, but it definitely seems like something super interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It really like surprised me. They're such a good team.
Oh yeah, they're a fantastic team. Sentinels were, from what I know, like Sentinels have been the best team in the game basically since Valorant started. So
Yeah.
kind of crazy. But yeah, that's really all that happened with like Halo. Obviously, like the Raleigh event's gonna be huge, but um I I'm definitely super excited to follow Halo this year. It's been super fun to watch. Halo Infinite's just a good game, but
It is a good game. I personally haven't played it yet. I keep saying I should keep playing it, but I just don't.
oh, and you gotta buy it.
Uh, it's free, bro.
You gotta buy the
I
free
gotta
game.
buy the free game. No, I don't know. I keep procrastinating it. I don't
Oh,
know
it's a
why.
good game. I
Well,
have had a lot of fun with
well,
it.
yeah, I've been watching. I just COD. You know what I mean? Just COD.
Well, and like going into COD, it's a big day.
Mm-hmm.
Caldera's out now for
True.
Vanguard owners. Um, it's we've been waiting for like a new map for a while, and I mean we've only played one game as of the time of this podcast, but obviously after the podcast we're gonna play more, and I had fun in that game.
Me
Like
too. I mean,
I
I
did
died a
not like.
lot, but not the point.
I said it in last podcast, like I didn't like Verdansk because it made me scared,
Hmm.
and it just felt like I was always being watched, and like I just like I felt completely fine doing that. Like there was like for people who didn't are watching this on YouTube or people who like didn't watch the stream before. Like I was in a situation where like I was the only guy alive and I was just running through open areas and it didn't really scare me that much.
Until you heard sniper shots, but not the
Well,
point.
yeah, cuz I thought somebody I don't know if they were shooting at me though.
I don't
I
know
couldn't
either.
tell. I did see one guy that was I don't know. I know somebody shot at me and then I saw another guy running across the river.
Hmm.
And I didn't know if that was the same guy, but apparently that guy either lost me or didn't know where I was or that I existed because I never saw him. But I ended up getting smoked. But it's only the first day.
Yeah. We do have a question though from Rendon. He
Oh, I'm
says,
ready
"Is
for this.
COD comp dying? Does anyone besides the bros care? And why can the comp? What can the COD community? Oh my goodness, English. What can the comp community expect going forward?"
Well, Control got revealed, and it's in custom games, so they have been screaming it. Although there are quite a few problems. I mean, there was I've been watching a couple I've seen a couple clips. There's a clip of these challengers guys screaming and like the other team pushed them so far up in the map that all four players spawned out of the map
Mm-hmm.
uh on Tuscan. And then there's a Bocage clip of Cilium and Simp testing spawns and Simp found a head glitch in the back spawn where it would just keep spawning Celium in the same spot, literally couldn't get out of it. And he wasn't spawning where he was looking at Simp, so it was so hard for him to snap onto Simp off spawn. There's also another little like mini map clip that I saw where these guys were testing control spawns and they were like they were wrapping from both sides into like the enemy spawn and somehow the other team spawned in the defense spawn on the other side of the map.
What?
So like I don't know if that's because Sledgehammer hasn't made control or what, but there's definitely some things they need to work on. Um I know there've been a couple people from the challengers community asking that they postpone the challengers cups until January so they can not only get used to this third mode, but some stuff can be fixed and competitive integrity can be at its highest. And I agree after seeing some of those clips. I mean, it definitely doesn't look like Control is very viable right now.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking about this earlier about the. So I'm gonna take the question. I'm gonna answer my part of it. I was talking about this earlier, right? But I look at like COD comp a lot from like not as much as the player side, but as like the business side. But that's just because how I am.
Yeah,
I'm an
yeah.
entrepreneur.
Well, I look at the business side too, so
But like
I get
honestly,
it.
like I don't feel like if. But the thing with COD comp is like there's only so many teams now, right?
There's only 11
There's only 11, right? There's not even a
currently.
12th team anymore. Like
Yeah,
we lost so many teams when we went
currently,
from CWL to CDL, and now we lost another team.
yeah, currently MV holds that spot and they're trying to sell it somewhere, but it's looking increasingly unlikely as it
Yeah,
goes on.
yeah, which sucks, because it's gonna be a weird like.
It will be weird if we only have 11 teams, and I think the prospect of possibly not having a 12th team is obviously these are leaks and rumors. I can't confirm that this is true, but um, I think that's why they're thinking about only having the top 8 teams go to LAN
Mm-hmm.
because it would be kind of weird only having 11 teams at
Yeah,
LAN.
it'd be a weird bracket system.
I mean, obviously you want to have all the teams at LAN, but if there's only 11, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it gives them more to grind for too, I guess. But
Yeah,
at the
it
same
makes people
time,
actually not want to be the bottom 4 teams. I
true.
mean, I'm sure that nobody wants to be a bottom 4 team, but it's like some of these orgs just sign people for the minimum prices,
Mm-hmm.
and then they end up having terrible teams.
True. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I also think something that aids competitive COD dying is Warzone.
Yeah.
Like I like Warzone. I'm super excited for it, but at the same time, I feel like COD's their focus has shifted so far into Warzone that like competitive COD is kind of getting thrown to the side, and like I I just feel like they need to learn from Halo because it's like, yeah, Halo has like a super casual fan base too, like COD does, but COD relies too much on the casual fan base. Like
Mm-hmm.
Halo went super in on competitive, and everybody's loving it. Even the casual people are playing competitive and ranked because it's fun.
Yeah.
And like, if COD would do that, I guarantee you it would work. It's just will they do
Probably not.
it? I just it's so hard to be a competitive COD fan now, even with like Warzone and with how the COD League is run and all that. It's just like
Yeah.
I feel like we're trying to right a sinking ship and it's not working.
The thing is like they could just like honestly, I feel like Activision probably is just gonna like throw the CDL to the side and work on Warzone because Warzone like competitive. If this game like if this new map does well, Warzone competitive will make a comeback. So it was really high there for a while. Like like there'd be tournaments pretty much every day,
Yeah.
right? And they were like, no, they weren't like like $100. No, they were like $100,000
And the
tournaments
World Series of
every day.
Warzone helped too. Them
Yeah, that too.
starting the World Series because and I heard this rumor a while ago and I definitely believe it's true. Um the reason why they did World Series of Warzone is because they're trying to get a big focus on Warzone competitive because the initial plan, if Treyarch would have put out a new map and obviously if that would have went better, is that last year they would have started like a Warzone version of the CDL. And that didn't pan out, so they just did World Series of Warzone instead. But I could see that definitely happening.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Cause like right now, like there's a lot of people, like there's a lot of really good players for like 4v4
I mean, and
comp.
look at how good the pros are at
Yeah,
Warzone.
yeah,
I mean,
like
look, it's
it's
Scump
like
like
the
never plays
retirement
Warzone.
program.
He goes out and wins 100K in the solos. He
I
beats
know.
all the Warzone pros that have been playing for years. Like,
I mean, honestly, like if the CDL does end up dying, I feel like a lot of the pros from that would migrate over to Warzone.
oh, I can almost guarantee you if CDL has a down year or if this game doesn't get better, um, and especially if Optic doesn't end up playing too well, I'm confident that they're gonna play well, but
Yeah,
if like the worst case scenario happens, I can almost guarantee you that Scumper retires and goes to Warzone. I mean, I
yeah.
can just see it. I
Right
mean,
now,
look at like
Warzone's
other people
the.
that are doing it too, like Slacked. Like Slacked said that he doesn't want to go to Warzone because he wants to keep competing, but he knows that the money and all that is there for Warzone. So he's going, and I guarantee you he does well this year because of that.
I think Warzone's the CDL retirement home.
It will be.
Like.
I mean, because there's so much money and so much viewership in it, and
Mhm.
there's still a competitive aspect in it that's really good now that we have like custom games.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, like every CDL player that retires is just going to go to Warzone. They're going to be just as good.
Agreed.
I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, I don't want competitive COD to die, but we need something big. I mean, I don't know if something big's going to happen this year, but it has to happen next year, or we might be out.
Yeah, because like the one thing is like I don't know, man. Like they just if they hired people that actually knew what they were doing, right?
If
They
they
could
hired
make
people that cared, is the thing.
yeah
There's so many people that care, but they're not in the right positions to make
to
anything
make
happen.
anything. Yeah. The thing is because they could make the CDL and Warzone competitive like work. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they could
imagine
make it
like
work.
imagine having CDL events one weekend, you come home and have a Warzone event. Or have a
Hmm.
Warzone event on LAN, that'd be even better.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Like the Fortnite World Cup.
Yeah, just have like a freaking huge arena of just
Like
setups.
yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like the Fortnite World Cup, that was so hype. Like so many people went. It was such a good time. I didn't go, but from what I saw,
Oh yeah, Fortnite World Cup is probably one of the biggest events that's ever happened in esports for sure. And that was before they even had a good grasp on what Fortnite competitive was. It's gotten even better since the first one. Like back in that Fortnite World Cup, they didn't even have custom games. yet. The first one, and it's like every one since then has got better.
Yeah.
If they did something like that for Warzone and it was like a big custom game, oh my god, it would be huge.
I think I don't know. I think they just need to do these things. If they do these things, then it'll work for them. I mean,
Well, and also the thing about the World Series of Warzone is them having the CDL pros in there and the CDL pros doing well
mhm.
would attract people to COD competitive. Because
True,
like,
because they're like,
there's
"Oh,
people that probably only watch Warzone and they saw Scump win 100K and they're like, "Who's this guy? Like, what does he do?" They see he
mhm.
plays competitive COD and he plays like multiplayer, but he's still like super good and still one of the best of the game, and they're like, "Man, this is fun to watch."
Yeah." So then they'll watch, Optic play in the CDL, 'cause, like Scump, you know what I mean? They become Scump fans, and therefore they become CDL fans. Scump.
Yep.
And then it's like a progression thing. Like, cause that's how I got into comp. Um, I found Optic, Phase, and then I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit. And then I saw that they played comp, and I'm like, shit, okay. And then I started watching it. I probably should
Yeah,
stop saying
I'm
shit so much,
super
but it's
glad that
fair.
I got into comp super early as far as like how long I'd been playing COD,
Well,
because
cause then we've
I
watched
started
like some of
watching
the good
comp
years
only
of comp.
after a few months of playing comp. So I mean, I knew about it and it helped me understand COD more.
Uh, One thing is we also got to like experience some of the glory days of competitive college.
Oh, I definitely did. I mean, you can
Like,
say whatever you want about Ghosts, but like there are some uh really good matches and really good like moments in Ghosts. And I
just
watched Black Ops 2. I went back and watched a lot of Black Ops 2 as well. So
era,
Black
just
Ops 2 is really when COD blew up competitively.
um, yeah. That's one thing. I don't know. I just want to
I just
see.
don't want the
I
CDL
want
to
to.
die, man.
Just the thing is
Like,
like those sitting in the Discord watching the CDL with all your homies. Like that's one thing that we did a lot. Like with PO, like with Modern Warfare's. A lot of us would get in the Raw Nation Discord every weekend, and we'd sit and one of us would share a screen. It was probably usually me, but we would share a screen and everyone would be like, oh my god, like that was insane, holy shit. I mean, we would be watching the game on one monitor, either playing on the other or doing something or editing or something, and we'd be like, the vibes were just like so good. And like I didn't really have that. Like last year there wasn't really the competitiveness of last year really didn't make it exciting, because you're like, oh well,
by far
Seattle
the best thing
Surge is
last
playing.
year the was when LAN came back and all
Mm-hmm.
the crazy stuff started happening.
Well, LAN is when,
Like when Rocker came back.
yeah.
Like I remember Kaz was in there with us and like
Oh
he
yeah.
never watches comp COD, but he was so locked in.
Yeah, I feel like LAN kind of saved. Like, if they didn't go back to LAN a little bit, like, I feel like,
I think LAN could save this game too.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
just the
definitely like the
excitement of it.
unpredictability of LAN as far as
Hmm.
like how teams are, because like you can generally get an idea of who's going to be good online, who's not. But
Hmm.
like on LAN, it's like you throw all that out the window.
Yeah, because it's a totally different. Plus, the atmosphere of it too. Like playing in front of a crowd is a totally different than playing in a
I mean, look at like
warehouse.
Seattle Surge. Like Seattle Surge were by far the worst online team for
Hmm.
1.5 years. They come back to LAN and they're getting top six. Like, and they're beating like they beat FaZe. They eliminated FaZe from stage 5.
Yeah, that's, yeah, pretty crazy. I mean, and FaZe were, they were the
And think about even
champions
back in the
last year
day
too.
when like before COVID happened and all that. Like
Hmm.
seeing teams that were good online but were not good on LAN, or vice versa, was like normal. Like
Hmm.
when Complexity was like the dynasty, they were like mid-tier online teams. Like they would always like place like barely good enough to make it to a LAN,
Hmm.
but when they went to LAN, they just dominated. You couldn't stop them.
True. I don't know, man. I'm just excited for this year. Like, I really hope that, like, I like I like when things are competitive. You know what I mean? Like when it's like tight, like when it's like game, like round 11, game 5. Like that's the kind of
Like
like
when every
COD.
series is like that, that's
Yeah,
what's fun.
I mean, it does make for a long day of watching COD, but at the same
Oh
time,
yeah.
like sitting there and watching these games, you don't know who's gonna win. It builds up anticipation, and I think the anticipation's like the part that makes competitive like
Dude,
video
I
games.
genuinely think that CDL Stage 5 is it's by far the best event we've ever had in
Mm-hmm.
CDL, but I think it's probably the best event we've had in like a while. Like the last time I remember like an event like that, me watching like every match and being super excited for every match is probably like maybe like Las Vegas and BO4.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe before that, like Stage 5 of last year was unbelievable.
Like I think one of my favorite stages of this past Call of Duty season was the one where Rocker won.
That was Stage 5.
That was stage 5. Okay, well yeah, then stage 5.
That was when we finally went back to LAN with
Mm-hmm.
fans and just everything just blew up.
Like that was for me personally. I think that was my favorite, mainly because one, you heard people just going like Standy, bro. He was like a superstar. Everyone was like Standy. Oh my God, Standy! What the frick? It was all over Twitter. Like it was insane. Like it was such a good vibe. And then my favorite part was when they like did like the camera around like the Minnesota Rocker watch party, and that one guy like took shirt off on top of the bar. Like that had me dying laughing. Dying laughing. I mean he got kicked off, but that's not the point. But it was still funny, and it was like it like brought me back in. You know what I mean? It brought me back in because I kind of lost a little bit of interest throughout the season because just like the competitiveness wasn't there. And like being online, it's some things were happening, like people would get booted or whatever. It's like issues
There
here
were
and there.
so many technical difficulties with with
And
online. It was
yeah,
unbelievable. I mean, you're gonna have those on LAN too, but online it seems like it's every series something happens.
yeah, I don't know, man. It was just
I mean, it takes a while to get everybody in the lobby. It takes a while for it to get set up. You got to start it. You got to make sure everybody's good. Like,
yeah, it just takes way too long. And
I
then
mean, you got to do that too on LAN, but it's so much faster.
yeah,
You don't have to worry about like host differences. Like, LAN is forever gonna be the best thing for esports.
oh yeah, I mean
I
it's
mean, I
just the
do think that
watching part,
esports
what I mean?
just online is just better in general because at least like esports can provide that where like other sports can't be played online.
Mm-hmm.
So like if COVID shut stuff down, you just can't do anything. But
Yeah,
in esports, it's like we still have online. It's not great, but we still have it.
yeah. Alrighty, we got another question. Has COD become too newbie? Is there still a skill gap anymore?
I definitely think there's a skill gap, but I think skill-based matchmaking is what hurts it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like
I feel
because
like
like I don't like the feeling of not knowing if I'm actually good at the game or not because sometimes I get in games with terrible players and get a lot of kills, and sometimes I get in games with really sweaty players and get smoked. Now, I can't say the same with Vanguard. I truly feel like I'm pretty good at Vanguard because in Blitz, I feel like skill-based matchmaking is non-existent. I can't speak for like anybody else, but like I just know that everybody I've tried to get to play Blitz and everybody that has played it has said the same thing that skill-based matchmaking really doesn't seem to be in effect in Blitz very much. I can like me and Tone can always go in Blitz and just dominate. It doesn't
mhm,
matter who we're playing. It doesn't matter how well we did the last few games. It doesn't matter what our KD is. We just go in and dominate every game. And it feels good.
it does feel good to finally like play because in Cold War, like the SBMM was so tight that I felt like I was playing ranked every
God,
freaking game. Like I felt like I was
I
playing ranked every game.
hated Cold War SBMM.
Well, that's why I played a lot of Rebirth, is because Rebirth, like I mean, eventually it did like get like the SPM went really really high and people were really really sweaty. But like at
Mainly that's because
first,
a lot of content creators, like big ones, started playing it.
yeah, but like at
Like when
first, like
Rebirth was
Rebirth,
like that little secret, it was really fun.
yeah, because like not all those big sweats played it, and it was just like a good time. It was like a lot. It was fast paced, like like a multiplayer would be, and there was respawn. But at the same time, like near the end, it would still be like at the end of the day, it's still a battle royale, just on a
There's
smaller
very few
scale.
campers because it's so hard to camp.
Yeah, and it's
I
very
mean,
hard to
you just
camp
get
because
rushed on if you camp.
if you either get rushed on or the circle closes because the circle like the gas does come in pretty quick.
Yeah,
Like
honestly, like the circle on Rebirth was like perfect.
yeah, like I feel like Rebirth is what like probably the reason I played Warzone as much as I did.
Yeah, same. if Rebirth would have never happened, I probably wouldn't have played Warzone for like a year,
Yeah,
year and a
because
half until
I
now.
remember when we first met, you played Warzone with, what was it, Kichi, and then with me.
Yeah, I played. I hadn't played Warzone with you before, but like since all Kiji did was play Warzone, I wanted to give it a shot because I was like, hey, like maybe these are people that are way better to play with than my IRL friends. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually did well in Kiji's games, and it was super fun. Like she's really good at like communication, and like she would ping everything, and it just helped me get better at Warzone, and especially get back into the swing of things. And then playing with you was just like easy after that. I mean, I still get carried, but
I mean, I hit my 100 win, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. That was my goal.
yeah,
100
I
wins.
remember you were like, I'm quitting after
I'm like,
100.
100, I'm done. Like,
Oh, I
especially
hope
like the
I can
last
get to
few
100
wins.
in Caldera. That's what I want. I'd love to get to 100
Oh,
wins.
same. So I think that's my new goal is get 100 wins and all cut. Well, the thing is, because like what really made me mad is like when I was grinding for like 50 and like a lot of them didn't count, and it was like, oh my god, like so like got a little frustrating. Same thing with like
Oh yeah, that
100.
was back when like the leaderboards and stuff were kind of whack. Yeah,
But
I remember that. I remember you were stuck on like 30 something wins for like so long because they
I
weren't
know.
tracking.
Yeah, I that frustrated me so much.
You'd get like 5 wins in one night, and like one of them would track.
I know. I was like that's what made me so mad like about it. It was just I would get so many wins and none of them would track. But then I think the next day like they like loaded in, so they
Yeah, I
like
think they
tracked the
ended
next
up
day.
giving back a bunch of the wins,
Yeah.
at least all they could. But
So
I don't know. First impressions of Caldera. I only played one game. I only got one kill. I kind of low key got smoked, but like
I
it
mean, but at the
feels
same
good.
time, it's like, for me personally, Warzone does not run well on my PC. Vanguard does because I figured out the settings, but Warzone, no.
I need to send you some Kernil videos.
Yeah.
Because
I'll
he
have to
really
like,
knows how to optimize it. I mean, that obviously we don't have like the power that he has in his PC, but I mean, he was hitting like people said that 300 FPS in downtown was impossible, and he was hitting like 350. So he's doing some crazy stuff.
yeah, I don't know. I want to play. Like, and the thing is, I
Yeah,
haven't played
I
Warzone in a
just want the
while
game to
either,
run
so
smooth to where I can win gunfights and like make the game feel
yeah.
good.
Because my first gunfight, sorry, I got like shit stuck in the back of my throat. Like my first gunfight of today, like I lost purely of the fact because I was lagging so bad. Like I just
You were
couldn't.
probably dropping frames really bad.
Yeah. Like on the
I think
stream, like I dropped like 18 frames, but like as far as like the game itself goes, like it was bad.
yeah, like honestly, like obviously I like how COD looks. I like the graphics, but like when I'm playing multiplayer, Warzone, or whatever, my goal is for the game to run as best as possible. And if I have to turn my settings to low or very low on everything, I'll gladly do it. As long as I'm getting like max performance, because I know that helps a ton. And I definitely think that current Neil helps though. Like
Hmm.
literally, like if anybody needs uh optimization for COD, like Kernel literally helps all the pros. Um, and he makes really good informative videos. But but
I, I don't know. I'm
speaking
excited
of
to grind it today.
informative videos,
Oh well, this is the nice. We can
Risen.
do a nice little transition, I guess. Um. So I don't think we've done one of these segments on the podcast yet. If I'm correct. But this is kind of why we started the podcast was to like like share information and um like it was one of the reasons, not the main, like it is probably one of the main reasons, but we haven't really delved into it because we've had a lot to talk about with like COD and Halo, so we haven't really gotten into it yet as much as I think I'd like to. But today
Yeah,
we can go ahead and get into it. Um, really, really like turn of topics though. So one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand as much as they would like to is how to do YouTube. Like YouTube's one of those things. It's like like you upload videos and people watch them and you get views, you get subscribers, but there is a science behind it that I don't think a lot of people like understand.
Yeah, I think a lot of people see like the big YouTubers and are like, how?
Yeah, like
They're like, how did they
how do
do
they
that?
you know. But there's a process behind it, and so some people may be like, oh well, Tone, you only have like a. I'll actually put my thing right now. I only have I have like 3,000 views on my YouTube, and I have 107 subscribers, right? But that's just because I haven't really been consistent with YouTube as much as I would like to have been. But I'm getting back into it. Okay, it's a process. It's a process. It's just life happens. But I have actually taken like a course on YouTube. Like I paid quite a bit of money, more money than I would have liked to learn about YouTube. But it was worth every penny, honestly. Just for the knowledge itself.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the number one thing that I don't think a lot of people get is like, you just gotta start. Your videos are gonna be horrible. Like they're gonna be so bad. You're gonna look back at 5 years and look at your videos, or like even like a year, 2 months, maybe even that, and you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, what the heck? Like for me
You're gonna look
personally,
back at those 240p vlogs.
yeah. So I'll tell my story real quick on like my starting YouTube. So my first video on my channel that's public is from April 18th, 2019. Actually, it's 28 views, so not too bad. Not too bad for being my first video, right? I went to Disney and I vlogged it. I only did 3 vlogs because, well, that's all I could really do. But yeah, so I vlogged my first day at Disney. And it was the first time I ever went to Disney, so I was super hyped. I'm like, well, I'll just vlog it and I'll start my YouTube channel. And, well, one thing that I'm going to point out about these videos, right, that they probably could have done well if I actually put more effort into them. One, they were at very low P. Like, they were very low pixeled. Like, it was pretty bad.
Yep.
But, my title was kind of shitty. The title is Vlog Number 1, First Day at Disney. That was my title.
That's not a bad title.
That's not a bad title, but I probably could have made it better.
But like for a first video title, it's not bad.
I know.
That's better than this is my first video.
Yeah, true. Second thing is I really didn't make a thumbnail. I just picked one from the thing. It's just me making a weird face with my P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney hat. I was actually wearing it this morning. It's my favorite hat of all time, mainly because I got it at Disney. And Finding Nemo is my favorite Disney movie of all time.
That is a classic. That is a goated movie.
Just Keep Swimming has been my motto forever, mainly because I was a swimmer.
That is a goated movie.
But at the same time, like, you just got to keep swimming. If you keep swimming, that's all you got to do. Just keep swimming. 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 Swimming. Don't stop. I could keep going, but I'm not going to. But I'll save you guys the pain of this. I'll save you guys the pain. And then so I'll go through the video real quick. So I had it to a playlist, so that's like a good thing, right?
Yep.
But if you guys don't know vidIQ, if you're going into YouTube, highly recommend vidIQ. I have it. I'm just gonna kind of read off my vidIQ stuff.
Recommended too.
Yeah. I've had it for probably about a year now, and it's helped me a lot. It gives you like a vidIQ SEO score on every single one of your videos. It gives you talks about tags, keywords and title, keywords and descriptions, and then the performance based off your tags. And
people really look for that too.
Yeah, people
I mean, a good title and a good thumbnail is at least half of what makes a YouTube video pop off.
So I'll read it off. This is my description. Ready? This was my first ever day at Disney! ! This was an awesome experience that I'm so happy to share with you all. Make sure to like and subscribe. That was my description, and then I had my Twitch link, my Twitter link, my Instagram link, and then the org that I was in, the org that I was in, their links. Right? So that's not a super bad description for my first video on this channel.
I mean, you probably didn't know that much about YouTube at the time.
At the time, I did not.
Not bad at all.
At the time, I did not.
See,
as far as tags go,
why this podcast is a thing, though. Is because we want to make sure people know what they need to do before they do it, or while they're doing it.
Or just so I mean, this could be pretty informational. Okay, these are my tags. And the thing about tags though is you want to use as many. You have I think it's 40 tags. You get you get 500 characters, right?
Okay.
of tags.
Yeah, so that's quite a few tags.
Yeah. So, but one like tip that I've always been told is to use up all 500 characters.
Yep.
Like, get as many tags as you can. So these are the tags that I had. I only had 71 characters out of 500. My first one was Disney. Second one was Magic Kingdom. Third one, Disney Vlog. Fourth one, Vlogger. And then next one was Disney, but like spelled wrong. Because sometimes people like don't autocorrect and they spell shit wrong. So you want to do like
Wait,
like
that might actually be a
misspellings.
500 IQ play. Spell
Yeah.
something wrong.
Yeah. So if you do some like common misspellings of things, it might also like pull up for them as well when people misspell, because not everybody uses autocorrect. They just kind of type it out and hope for the best, right?
Yeah, and
then
sometimes people's autocorrect doesn't work.
yeah. And then my last tag was Magic Kingdom Vlog. So I had 6 tags on that video. So not super bad. I mean, could have been better, right? My vidIQ score out of 100 was a 25.3, right?
Yep.
My checklist, they give you like a checklist too. They say add at least one card, at least one end screen. I didn't have an end screen on this. And like sometimes like if you enable closed captions on your video, that's really good too, because there's a lot of people that are hard of hearing that closed captions help them understand the video a little bit more. Some people will not watch a video if it doesn't have closed captioning on it. Fun fact. It's just like it's like a simple thing.
Who have like hearing loss or whatever. Yeah. That's definitely something big for.
It's a simple thing that, you know, it takes a second, but it's worth it in the long run, right? And then I'll go to the analytics of this video. Overview, I have 28 views, watch time 0.6 hours. My average view duration is 1 minute and 17. My percentage view is 13.1. My reach, I had 180 impressions. Not too bad. It's channel pages is one, it's external, direct unknown, browse features, YouTube search, stuff like that. Like Twitter, like was 10% of the traffic. Engagement. Okay. So I don't think people really understand this a lot, but audience retention is something that you really do need to look at when you're making a video.
Yeah.
Because you're okay. So when you look at a video, actually, you know what? Hold up. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to change my screen real quick because I want you guys to see this. As I like, you know, pull it up or whatever. I'll walk through it with you guys. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. I won't take any.
Pull up your stream so I can watch this.
Okay. So this is my little chart, right, that I have for this video. You guys can see my shit, I don't care. It shows since published, right? So if you look, there's a lot of like ups and downs of like percentages, right? And you see it gets pretty low, like pretty here. You want to kind of be like when you first, like with your videos, you want them to be kind of like in the middle, like a 30% retention rate's not too bad. I mean, you probably want it around like 45%. And like if you can get it above that, that'd be pretty, like the better retention rate you have on your video, the more YouTube's gonna push it. Like the more the algorithm's gonna be like, hey, people like this video, let's push it, right?
You have
let's
like
push
a 50 to 70% retention rate. That's like optimal.
That's an optimal retention rate, right? If you look, you know, you're gonna have 100 at the beginning, right? 0 seconds, you're gonna have 100 retention rate, right? There's gonna always be that drop, right? Mine was a drop in the first 10 seconds from 100 to 50. Like I lost 50% of my viewage, like retention in the first 10 seconds. Right, there wasn't a lot of
that is down to the intro.
Pretty much.
I mean, if you have like a short, snappy intro that like gets to the point, you're gonna retain more viewers.
Yeah.
Like usually like a good like intro target is like less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you have like if you can squeeze a really good intro in like 5 or 10 seconds, that's perfect.
Perfect. You want to, when you do an intro, you don't want to be like, hi guys, my name's Tonage. Today I am playing Call of Duty. I did pretty good in these games and I wanted to share them with you. I went, 11 and 12. That's the first thing in my mind. I went 30 and 12 in this game and I was running the PPSH. So let's go ahead.
Wasted like 20 seconds already.
I've wasted so much time, and they're like, okay, you're speaking so slow. You're giving me information that I'm going to learn out in the like I'm going to learn if I watch the video, right? And then, okay, Ready? This is like probably like, this is a much better one. Is it perfect? Probably not, but this is much better. What's up, guys? My name's Tonage. Okay. Usually you should probably do like a couple takes of your intro, because they're always gonna, like, there's gonna be a couple that are really bad and they're gonna get really, really good ones, and you can kind of like cut them together too. That doesn't
And
hurt.
honestly, like if you have good viewer retention, your viewers probably know who you are. So sometimes you won't have to say like "what's up," but like whatever. Like you can like sometimes the best way to get the best viewer retention is maybe to not even have an intro or an outro. Just do the video.
Yeah. So you can be like, hey guys, what's up? I had this really good game at stream the other day and I wanted to share it with y'all. Or like, oh my god, guys, I had this insane class set up that I'm going to share with you guys today. Let's go ahead and get into it. And that's it. Like, it was like, that was like 5 seconds.
At the end of the video.
What?
And then you don't show the class
episode of the video because it keeps people in the video.
That's viewer retention right
there.
there.
Because people are like, I'm like, you know, like I found this OP 1911 class set up and I want to share it with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. And then you go right into it. You go into the gameplay, you know, hype it up a little bit, and then at the end you put the class setup. And people will skip, if they want to just see the class setup, they will skip through the video to see the class setup. But it'll still give you a good retention rate because, one, they're watching the end of your video, so they'll boost the end of your video, right? And then you've got the people that watch all your videos, right? Those are the people that you really don't need to cater to them, because like, I know Deception is gonna watch all my videos beginning to end. Yeah. Same thing, like I'm gonna watch all Deception's videos beginning to end, because it's the true supporter rule. Like you're gonna have true supporters.
Yeah, you're gonna have people that don't matter if you make a terrible video or a fantastic video, they're gonna watch all.
They're gonna watch it beginning to end.
But like the key to like growing is making a video that everybody will want to watch if it's in their recommended.
Exactly. So that's like the main thing, right? And another thing about retention is, this is something that I don't think a lot of people know that they can do. Go through that page that I was just on with your video and look through, and then where you see like a big drop of like retention, say you have like a pretty good retention and then it just all of a sudden drops off, go back to the video and like watch starting like 10 seconds before then, find out what happened. Was it too much dead space? Like something happened? Did you say something? Did you not say something? And kind of like critique yourself a little bit. Not too hard, you know, but like be like, oh, okay, so they left because I was silent for 30 seconds, right? So next time you edit, cut out those 30 seconds of silence, which will, you know, hopefully retain them. And next time, look at it. That's one thing that I don't think a lot of people look at, is retention, because you can actually learn a lot from it. And if you go back and watch your video through and go to those timestamps and see what's going on in the video at that time and think, okay, why did that person click off? Like, did they get bored? Was it just not exciting? Like, was the information false? Like, you know, where can I improve?
But you need to figure out where you can make the viewer retention stay or go down as least as possible.
Exactly.
Or even go up. I mean, that's better than anything.
Mm-hmm. And I think the information that I just gave you about going through your audio retention and looking back in your video, I don't think I've ever actually like seen a lot of people like say that. Like, people are always just like, oh yeah, make sure you have like a good audience retention, but they don't say to go back through and like check your video.
People don't even say that. Sometimes people just completely omit that part.
Yeah.
Sometimes people only talk about the video. They're like, make sure you have a good title, thumbnail, make sure your video is long enough, make sure it's concise, make sure like, and they don't think about, oh, you have to make sure that people actually watch the whole video
and see why they're not watching the whole video, right? Because, you know, you want to get the clicks. That's like the first step, right? You want to get the clicks, but
you want to get the clicks, but you want to keep the clickers clicking.
The clickers clicking.
And you want to keep them watching at the same time.
Yeah, so, you know, it's kind of one of those things. You don't have to do one or the other. You can do both. Like, every video, be like, hey, okay, my thumbnail, okay, maybe I can, you know, people like when my face is in the thumbnail, so I'll keep the face in my thumbnail, but I'll like change it up a little bit, whatever. So you keep improving your thumbnails every video, but you can also improve the content every video as well. It's not, you don't have to just focus on one thing. You can focus on a few things, not everything, because then it gets pretty overwhelming and you're like, well, crap, like now I have so much and you know, it just gets overwhelming. But like if you focus on a few things, like I think the two main things that you should really focus on is slowly like change, like when you go through and you rewatch your video before you post it or after you post it, write down 5 things that you can improve on for next time and then improve on them. Same thing with the next
Yep.
video. Watch, write down 5 things that you can improve on the next video, such and so forth.
And that's one thing people have a problem with. Some people don't like hearing their own voice, or some people don't like watching their content, and that's like the best thing you could do.
Yeah.
Almost.
So push through the pain. And if anything, if you can't watch, if you literally cannot listen to your own voice, have one of your friends.
Dude.
Like one of the people that you trust will give you like actual feedback. Like I think one person that would actually give me feedback would be Deception or like Ichi.
And I have.
And he
Like
has.
you made those CDL videos like in the past when I didn't even know you that well. I was still giving you super good feedback. Like
Yeah, and
was
I took
telling
it
you, like, you
and
did
it
this
made them
well,
better.
you didn't do this great. Like you could do this better. But like you gotta also know that like if somebody's giving you feedback like that, that they're not hating on the video, or they didn't necessarily think it was a bad video or whatever. It's just like constructive criticism, and it's to help you out.
Yeah,
There's some
like,
people that don't they're not able to differentiate that.
and you really gotta like, you really have to like, when you ask someone, you gotta be like, you have to like talk to yourself and be like, okay, whatever they're gonna say, I know it's not like, they're not saying I suck, they're just saying I could do this better.
Yep.
You know? And
That's like when I was watching Tone CDL videos, like I was watching it and I was like, okay, there could be more editing. There's quite a bit of dead space, you know, and this and that. And like, instead of Tone being like, "Why do you hate me?" She's just like, "Yeah." Like
and I
definitely can
took
see
said
where I
advice and I
could
applied it and it worked. Like the videos were better. They were not as long. They were more like the pacing was better.
Yeah,
And
you got to keep the pacing up. That's one of the things about any kind of like live commentary or any kind of video that you make where you're either making cuts or you're talking about something, is you have to keep the pacing up. If the pacing goes down, the viewer retention goes down.
yep. Because
Like
people
if you
like
lose pacing
get
for even like
bored.
a few seconds, people are like, "Oh, well, this is boring."
Yep. And then they click off. And the thing about YouTube is there's a million more videos that they can watch instead. And you have to give them a reason to stay. And the pacing is if they feel like, so say they're watching a 10-minute video, right? And it feels like 10 minutes, they're not going to watch the entire thing. But if they're watching a 10-minute video and it feels like 5 minutes because your pacing's good and you keep them intrigued, you have information, then they'll stay and watch the 10 minutes and it won't feel like 10 minutes.
The person that I feel like does that the best is Jev.
Yeah.
I think Jev is like, to me, like even to this day, like I think Jev is the peak of YouTube like commentary style videos. He just does them so well. His pacing is perfect.
Yeah. And one thing too, I don't know, it's one of those, I feel like we're jumping all over the place. Kind of like retain us a little bit. And if you guys have any questions in chat, like if you're like, oh, talk more about this, talk more about that, ask us. We'll talk more about it.
We're generally talking about the same thing. I mean,
but yeah, we're just kind of jumping around a little bit of the same thing. But as like
I
a
just
quick,
really got hooked by Chrism's video.
Yeah.
That's what sparked me talking about this.
I'm always down to talk about this. My dog's barking right now. Hopefully you guys can't hear it, but he's barking at something. I think there might be a package coming. Anywho. But one thing, so Mr. Burner, so I watched this dude swag, and he does full games of League, which can take anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes long per video, but they never feel that long. Exactly, because he has good pacing. Like
If he has good pacing, or if it's like, or if it's something like, if it's competitive games, if it's like they're calming and stuff like that, then yeah, I could see it.
Yeah,
like even if you made like a comp, even if you're a comp guy and you made a video of like a GB or a scrim, and you made sure that like if you had like good comms and like everything felt exciting all the time, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, it's like the thing is so I'm gonna do a quick recap real quick, right? Critique yourself to make your videos better, because if you can't watch through your own video, it's more likely that someone else can't either. Like, you want to like your own content. If you don't like your own content, well, then change your content. The only person you're making your content for is yourself, right? And there's going to be other people that like the content you like. So say, hey, like, I love watching Courage. Sorry, I just hit my mic. like you love watching
Oh yeah,
Courage,
Courage is a good one too.
right?
I thought about that.
Yeah, like you love watching Courage. Okay, so make videos like Courage does. Like make his type of videos. He's very loud. He's very what's the word I'm looking for? He's very overdramatic, but like in a good
He's
way.
flamboyant.
He's flamboyant. That's the
He gets
word.
super excited over every little thing, and sometimes it's a bit too much, but most of the time it works.
Yeah, and the thing is like he also has a running joke too, which keeps viewers, keeps the viewers that
Yeah, he
are
always
longtime
salutes at
watchers,
him. That's funny.
the Girth Squad.
Yeah.
Like it's not much of the Girth Squad anymore because they're, they both started, Tim and him both started working out and they lost a lot of weight, but still, like he used to do this thing where like he would like in
Well,
videos
and
his
Tim has that
editor would
too.
like he would like
I mean,
jump up and down and like they'd put in like a clip from like an earthquake or something.
Tim has that too, though. I mean,
Yeah,
like Tim is definitely slimmed down a lot, but everybody still calls him fat, and it's just funny.
yeah,
And like I see him on his second channel. I like watching his second channel because he reacts to food TikToks, and it's just so fun to watch him react to them. And like every video, he's like, "I love food. You love food. You're a fatty. We both love food," and it's just so funny because he has that running joke, and it works.
yeah. It's one of those things. It's like you also you so it's like you have to find like the balance of like retaining the people that already watch you and give them something like, oh, I understand this because I've watched other videos or I've known them for a while. It rewards them for watching you. You know what I mean? But it's also funny for the new people that are watching. So like, oh, this is funny, ha ha ha. So you got to find that like balance, and it takes a lot to find that balance. But it's one of those things. You gotta do, my best tip I think that I could give anyone at this very moment is if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, just do it. Your videos are gonna suck. They're gonna suck. They're gonna be horrible. You're gonna be like, oh my god, why did I even
Yeah,
make this? But you started, and
you have to do
that's
it.
better than probably 90% of the other people because you actually started.
And that's what
And
Chris talked about too. I mean, look at Chris. Like he to me, like, yeah, he's kind of like a niche guy. Like for
mhm,
me, because I really like zombies. He makes mainly zombies videos, but he has blown up so fast in a zombies community where it seems like everybody's trying to do the same thing and it doesn't work. And yet he's blowing up.
well, because he said this thing. What is it?
Well, he,
Good
I
artists
know.
borrow,
Yeah,
great
I was
artists
gonna bring
steal.
that up. Yeah, and he has done that. Like he has made like that guy that does the videos. It's like history of the world or whatever, and
Mhm,
it's like history of the world, I guess. He did one of those for zombies, and it was perfect. Like
mhm,
he basically copied the concept of that video, but did it for zombies, and it was perfect. It
yeah,
was fantastic. And he just earlier this week he did because Anthony Fantano, who the music reviewer, he does like a thing called Let's Argue where he takes like people's like hot takes and debates them or whatever.
yeah,
And Chrism did that with zombies and it was perfect. It worked so well. Like and that's what he does. Like it's like you have to know like how to copy something from somebody but do it like twist it in like your own way. And
yeah.
he's done that with so many videos
Mhm.
and every one of them do well.
Personality, Mr. Burner says, personality of a streamer also carries them a long way, which is true. But the thing is,
That's
you
true. If
don't
you're
have to
like
have the best personality to be a content creator either, and I think that's a common misconception. Um, the thing is like you have to find what you're like. You have to find what makes you attractive to the, not like looks attractive, but if I,
you have to figure out what people watch your content for.
yeah,
Like
like you have to find what
if
makes
they
you
watch your
attractive as a
content
content creator,
because
yeah,
you're flamboyant and loud, then keep doing that. If
and keep doing it
people watch
and
your
build off
content
of
because
it.
you're very informative, then keep doing that.
Or
If
people
people
watch your
watch your
content because you're
content,
very good at the game.
yeah, if people watch your content because you're like nasty, then keep posting gameplays where you
Hmm.
repeatedly show how good you are. If people like watching funny moments because you're like super funny or you and your friends like have a ton of fun like playing around with each other, then make funny moments videos. And it's the same thing with like certain games.
Hmm.
Like if like let's say that you just make COD videos and they're doing okay. Like you're growing a little bit, but then you make like a Minecraft video and your subs double, your views triple and you see that, like keep making Minecraft videos after that. Make Minecraft videos for like a week straight and see if it keeps working.
Hmm. And the thing is like another big thing is like consistency too. Like, don't
Oh
go
yeah,
a week of posting and then a week of not posting and then a week of posting and then a week of not posting. If you post, if your videos are so intricate, say you do like sketch, like say you're like a artist, right? And you make videos that are like story based and they take you a while. Okay, do them, but like make sure you're doing them in the same time frame. So you can only do one every 2 weeks. Then have it come out the same day every other week. Like say you want them to come out every Thursday, like on Thursdays every other week. If you can keep that consistency, that's one thing that the algorithm likes as well, is consistency.
and that's the thing that your viewers like too.
Yeah,
Like
because they're like,
that's the
oh,
whole thing with this podcast too. Is like if we can make it consistent to where it goes live at noon every day, and then or every week, and then the podcast gets uploaded at like a certain time on YouTube every week, then
mm-hmm.
people know what to expect or when to expect it, and they keep watching.
And I'm like, oh wait, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Oh, the Come Together podcast was uploaded today. I could go watch it. You know what I mean? But like, say that we weren't consistent and we missed a week and we didn't tell anybody, or like we just missed a week in general. The people that are like, oh wait, the Climb Together podcast, so they'll go look and then they'll be like, oh, there's no Climb Together podcast. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, you keep checking. They're like, "Where's the podcast?"
Where's the podcast at? Right? So like the next week they're not gonna have the same thing because they're like, well, last week there wasn't a podcast, so there might not be one this week either.
Yeah, and then they lose hope, and then we lose
Mhm.
viewers.
True.
And that's never good.
Never good. No bueno. No bueno. Consistency is key, my friends.
And it's the same thing with streaming too.
Damn, we've been talking about this for 30 minutes.
That's the beauty of a podcast.
I just realized that.
That's the beauty of a podcast.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, like, and one thing too, like, yeah, the video is important, and that's what we've been kind of talking about. The video is itself, like with the like retention and stuff like that. But another thing that's really important is like getting the click. Like your video could be like the best video in the world, have super great retention rate.
Banger video, but because the thumbnail sucks or
the title sucks,
nobody watches it.
Nobody watches it. And the thing is like I don't think a lot of people realize about descriptions either. So I read you guys earlier my description for my my first vlog, right? It was probably like 2 sentences, 3 sentences maybe, right? But there wasn't a lot of keywords in it, right? But so one of the better videos that I've had in recent is my first gold gun of Vanguard. So let me like read that out to you real quick. This isn't super it isn't super long, but it does have a lot of keywords in it, okay? After a long grind, I finally got my first gold gun of Vanguard. So gold gun, Vanguard, 2 very important keyword terms, right? As the honorary pistol queen, I felt it was my duty to do the rat first. This is the beginning of a very long grind, but hopefully I will be able to complete it and get atomic. GG's tone. So 1, I have the gun I used, the rat, the game, Vanguard, gold, gun, right? So that's 3 key terms.
Capitalize those.
Yeah. Atomic, I have in there. That's 4 key terms in there.
Yep. And also another thing is like if you do that series and you keep the title consistent with each series, with each video, like let's say like one of the good examples of that is like Prestigious Key always does Road to Gold, and his title is always Road to Gold and whatever the gun is, and it stays consistent through the whole series, and so people know like, yeah, he's done another gun.
Yeah, and when you do stuff like that though, where you really don't need to watch every video to understand what's going on, don't put episode in it. Because then they're gonna think, oh, I have to watch all of them. You know what I mean? So like mine, it doesn't have episode 1 or episode 2 or whatever. It just has my first gold gun. The title is my first gold gun of Vanguard, and then it has rat, and then it has atomic camo grind. So it like gives what gun, it gives like what I'm doing, and it gives the title, which is my first gold gun of Vanguard. Like that's exciting, right? But if I were to be like, oh, rat episode 1, like atomic camo grind, rat episode 1, like people are gonna be like, oh, this is episode 1, or say this is my 7th gun, episode 7, they're like, episode 7, like is there like this is like a whole like series, like I have to like watch all of them? It like makes them like, nobody likes being told what to do, right?
Yeah, and then like if you put episodes, then people are just gonna look for when you got atomic, and they're gonna be like, yeah, let's see what happened when she got atomic.
Yeah.
and they're not
Mr.
going to watch anything else.
Mr. Burner says, don't be afraid to start small, even one day a week. If you're consistent, you can slowly build up content around what's already consistent to find your own pacing for uploading content. Exactly.
That's what I want to do. I mean,
I have one video, at least one video every week, which is the podcast, but I'm trying to do at least two on Mondays and Wednesdays, right? And then slowly add like a third on like on Friday. But having those at least two a week, I want to be able to, make sure I have at least two a week, the podcast and then another one.
Yep.
And then you just have to build slowly.
That's what I want to do.
Don't
When I start
overwhelm
YouTube,
yourself.
I might not upload every day when I start YouTube, but I would love to upload maybe every other day or
Just start with once a week. If you start with once a week and and the thing is, good thing about YouTube too is like you can schedule uploads.
Yep.
Right. So you schedule one for once a week. Right.
You can make a bunch of content, upload it all at once, and just have it scheduled for whatever days, and then boom, you don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, and I feel like you're still creating content. You can kind of like slowly add like, oh, I'll reschedule this one. This one was supposed to go out next Wednesday, but I have enough videos to where like I could schedule one, say you have 4 videos made, right? So you schedule them out for like once a week for the next month. And you're like, but you keep making videos and you keep doing the 4, like 3 or like 2 to 4 a week, and you're like, oh, well maybe I'll reschedule this one for earlier and then I'll upload that one on that Wednesday instead of, you know what I mean? And like you just slowly like you create the content and then you kind of like like a slinky. I'm gonna use a slinky as an example. So first out, you start with the slinky totally expanded, right? But as you create more content, you bring the slinky closer and closer together, so the rings get closer together, and those rings are like videos. The more videos you have, you can kind of like start to, bring them closer and closer together.
Yep.
I don't know if that was a good analogy or not, but hopefully you guys got what I meant.
Tim talked about how easy YouTube can be if you know how to be consistent and you know how to make yourself grow. Because he talked about how some people think that like editing YouTube videos and making YouTube videos in general is like too long of a process. And he talked about how literally like if he wanted to do it, if he was like a full-time uploader, he could just do like record a bunch of videos on Saturday and Sunday and schedule them for Monday through Friday, and he doesn't have to do anything for the rest of the week. His videos are done. He just works for 2 days and then bam, his videos are ready. Like if you knew how to do that and you could be consistent with it, it can be that easy.
Exactly. So I'm gonna do a little wrap up real quick because we've been talking about this for a while. So,
oh yeah,
we'll do 5 takeaways from this little chat we've had. 1, YouTube thumbnail, and like for YouTube, so thumbnail, title, just as important as anything else, like just as important as the video itself. Figure out in your video where you're going wrong, what you could do better. Not where you're going wrong, but what you could do better. Take 5 things, critique yourself, watch your videos. If you can't watch your own videos, have someone else do it, right?
Yep.
3rd, you use someone else's ideas and make them their own.
Yep.
4th, just do it. Just freaking do it.
Yeah, literally just start.
Just start.
That's almost the best thing you can do out of all of it.
Pretty much.
Start.
And 5th thing.
Once you start, you'll know like what benchmarks you can set for yourself. Like if you upload once a week for 3 weeks and you're like, yeah, this is working, you can keep doing it.
5th thing, consistency is key. I think that's pretty good 5 takeaways from this big conversation. Big 5 takeaways.
Yep.
Last question for Mr. Burner. What games are you looking forward to in 2022?
New COD.
New COD.
I don't really like know a lot of the games that are coming out in 2022. If you gave me a list, I could tell you. But one of the games I'm super excited for is Gran Turismo 7. I want that bad.
Okay.
I want that game real bad.
Let me look here.
I want Gran Turismo 7 so bad.
I'm looking real quick. 2020 video game release. Oh, there's a new Rainbow Six game coming out? Hold up.
Rainbow Six?
Yeah, there's a new Rainbow Six game coming out. Sons of the Forest, I'm looking forward to because
Oh
I
yeah.
love the Forest.
Oh yeah. I need Sons of the Forest. We have to play that game.
Oh yeah.
You have to get it
Actually,
on PC so we can play it.
there's a lot that are to be announced. There's an Avatar game coming out,
Is
Frontiers
Sons
of
of the Forest
Pandora.
still to be announced, or they have put a release date out? Because
For
I heard
what?
rumors, Sons of the Forest.
Yeah, there is a release date. Hold up.
Because I heard rumors
May
that it could.
20th.
Okay, I heard rumors that it could be delayed to 2023, and I was like, man, we've been waiting on this game too long.
Mm-hmm. Um.
Oh man. Oh, we have to grind. We have to play that game together.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love the Forest. It's such
The
good.
Forest is so good.
Grand Theft Auto the trilogy is coming out, so we'll see how that goes.
I've heard that it's a disaster.
Yeah. So I don't know. Ooh, the Skywalker Saga is coming out for Lego Star Wars. I love Lego Star Wars. I'm excited for that one.
I
I'll be
haven't
getting
played
that.
Lego Star Wars in so long.
Oh,
God,
Star
last time
Wars.
I played Lego Star Wars was on PS2.
I have what? Bacons, I think. Yeah, that's the one I
That's
have.
crazy.
I love Lego games. I've been playing them forever. There's a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. That sounds fun.
Boy, that's gonna be a big one.
That's gonna be fun too. I think those are probably like the two that I'm really excited for out of the list that I've got here. I don't know.
Oh,
There
dude,
was this one that was like revealed. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it looks really, really good. I just don't remember the name of it. I'm really excited for that.
I'm excited for. Now, there's like no news on even what this game is going to be called, what it's about, or whatever. But I know Jason Lundell, who was the head of Zombies at Treyarch for like a while, has made a new studio called Deviation Games, and they're working on like they're a small studio, but like apparently the release that they're working on is like AAA level release,
Yeah.
and I'm excited for whatever that is.
Alrighty. I think that's a good place to end it, honestly, for the podcast today. A little bit a longer one today. What was the time on this one? Oh, like an hour and 7 minutes, probably 8 by the time we finish this. I think that was pretty good. That was a pretty good podcast. Not gonna lie.
Oh, that was great.
We
I
went over
liked it.
quite a bit. I feel like it was pretty informational and pretty opinionated in some points, especially at the beginning when we were talking about COD. But
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm gonna, unless you have anything else to add, Deception, I'm gonna close it out.
No, I think we hit everything we wanted to hit.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the podcast. This is episode number 4. We're already on episode number, like, we hit episode, time flying, I tell you. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. We'll be back again next Wednesday at noon. We're gonna make this like a weekly thing at noon. I got my new work schedule.
Consistent now.
We're invested in it. Like, we're in episode 4 now. So
Oh yeah.
I've got every week. I've got every Wednesday off now, so we're chilling. We're vibing. No work for me on Wednesdays, so no interference on that part. So yeah, we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST at twitch.tv/tonage_scorp and twitch.tv/deception the rapper. Links will be in the description of the YouTube video. And well, if you're watching it live, well, you already know. Yeah. We will be seeing you guys next time. Make sure to like and subscribe. Just saying. And comment down below any questions you want us to answer next time. If you comment them down below on the YouTube video, or you comment them underneath our Go Live tweets, it'll give us a little bit more time to research it, give you a better answer, or, give us some time to think about it. So go ahead and do that if you want. Like, if you have any questions about growing or streaming on Twitch, or, YouTube, or even if even if you're a Trovo streamer like Mr. Burner is, like, we can help.
I have a lot of questions about that.
We can we can find people that have the answer. We can get the answer to you on the next podcast in a better format.
If Mr. Burner's a guest, that might be good.
That might be a good one for him.
I have questions about Trovo. So.
Yeah, so we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Ready? You want to say it with me? Do you know my outro, Deception?
I mean,
I say it literally at the end of every stream and every YouTube video.
I don't know. We'll probably have to work on saying it together if we want to say it together.
See you next time. Peace. That's literally what it is.
Yep.
All right. Ready? 3,
I'm not saying
2.
it with it.
You're not saying it with me? All right, guys. See you guys next time. Peace.